NAVI. I mean, DRX obviously 0-1 across the regular season, dropping this to Loud also in a very close affair, 15-13 scoreline. But now you face the big question mark, which is NAVI.
Oh my gosh.
That plays out, but hefty investment behind this, but DRX quick to disengage.
Yeah, well, I mean, nice on NAVI too, because you think about what was invested, it was the dart and the fault line, and there was a little bit more in there, but two of those things will come back.
Coming back.
I do like this from DRX, so pacey on it, trying to find that window.
They're looking to descend very quickly.
Oh dear.
The other side of the map, Angel should have had at least one there. So Getsu will respond, but it's Buzz with two to open this round up.
The Frenzy just so good in that situation. NAVI have done a decent job of corralling DRX in this position. CNED from all the way back, not finding any value. Important too for DRX, if they want to pull this thing off, if they want to take the quick trip to the playoffs, they've got to find a way to silence him. And so far, so good. Zip and Shao, the only two that remain. Playing on site, and you look at the minimap, the rest of DRX are nowhere near this. I mean, you've got Stax who's playing in Tree, and he finds one. You got the other two playing really far back.
No chance.
Stax falls. Buzz and RB remain. There's the nade, and that, I mean, that will most assuredly secure things. Maybe Shao gets an exit.
DRX's reaction, very pacey towards the other side of the map here, capitalizing on, I guess, noting all that utility invested. And the crucial one being, I mean, the paint shell on top of the dart and the...
Well handled nonetheless. You see the buy from NAVI, excuse me. You've got investment on some sheriffs.
Before, no less.
Yeah. And some space taken. You see both two members of NAVI already taken towards A main.
You say Angel and Shao very deep on this, but held back by the alarm bot initially, and Marco has found an opener. CNED will fall. Sugetsu and Zipan across towards these sides. Sugetsu trying to dip his head to retrieve that sheriff. Actually, Zipan forced out into the open by the paint shell. DRX feels like a bit of a formality now.
Yeah, the question is, I mean, how much do you invest in this and how clean do you get out of it? I want it to be as clean as possible for the attacking side. So far, decently well done. Don't want to lose much more. I mean, NAVI really talk about requiring miracles just to keep this competitive, just to deal a little bit of damage. There are still 3 sheriffs in play. Smoke for Angel to swing out, and he falls. I thought Buzz was just going to hit the transfer on the second.
I was going to say, dude, need to maybe start backing away here. Sugetsu holding the angle, but Buzz good for the third. We have to remove that risk, and now Shao have to potentially just give it up towards the spike. 27, give another one across towards Buzz, which will actually give him...
Continues to farm, you're going to potentially get a second. Feels very okay to invest that here. You see off of that, you have a Guardian, then hands of Stax, a couple of Bulldogs, then the Phantom in the hands of Buzz. We were just talking about him. We'll see if they're going to push into this Killjoy setup. You've got turrets, and there it is. There's your showstopper, but the paranoia hits. Oh, and he had no shot. That was never fired.
Nobody really following up on the pressure created by that either, so DRX still going to be struggling to comfortably find this plant. Yeah, the swing on will come through. Angel ahead of the smoke. Stax will fall.
It seemed like DRX had all the tools that they needed to convert a third to win a bonus, but how quickly things change. And the noise being made, I mean, they're not concealing any of that.
Sorry, kid.
And that's another one that falls for NAVI to potentially get through this in flawless fashion would be everything they could possibly want. I mean, just one member is taking damage, Mike. One! And that's Sugetsu.
Being as well as 2 Bulldogs left, and it will be the prime game. That's what splits the execute potentially, but nobody following through, even towards the right-hand side here and towards Waterfall.
Yeah.
Because the paranoia is perfect.
Yep. And I mean, you mentioned it right after the play too. There was no flood. There was nothing else, right? Still committing to the slight armor strat too for DRX.
Buzz is in trouble here.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But CNED might be in some too. They're going to funnel out. They can't maintain control of A main.
The Razors will be traded out, but DRX looking to secure this position. Elsewhere on the map, RB looking for maybe some space in the lurk. We'll spot out the turret here. Try and remove some of the utility in the choke point, but Sugetsu going to deny that.
Zest filling in on a little bit of the space that Sax created with the Prowler. And you wonder here what they do with that space, because, Mike, they have a couple of options here. They can flip and they can go B, they can commit to go A, misdirection can abound. That seems to be the case. The one note here is they got the alarm bot too for RB if he pushes through. Heaven is smoked off. Oh, this dart.
That's going to miss, not do as much damage as you expect, but
yeah.
He's Marco down to 79.
And to be honest, I expected it to be the recon dart too. But the shock deals a little bit of damage. He keeps it now invests it for them to retake and take the space. Molly to cut off the path for Zest. Oh. There's no way you expect stacks there! What a pesky play! But they've gotten it down to 2. Angel 1 with the Molly. The tap out from Chow, yeah, he's gotten it all the way there. They're gonna get the last 2 kills and the defuse. You're gonna hand it over to Shao. He's gonna get the Hunter's Fury online too.
And this did happen a couple of times. DRX is loud. It's another example here where they win out in a situation. I mean, 2 here. Zest finds one on top of this.
An unexpected one. Judge and a Bulldog. Nightfall in the hands of Sax. And intentions towards C. Note here, there's no alarm bot too to dissuade the push in, but the orbital strike buys space and buys time.
Tried to actually catch the stun here, but Bar's able to satchel away from that. A little deeper investment maybe would have still caught one.
Poison's off.
You're actually swinging wide onto this. Yeah, Zipan a little further behind it.
They can fully push through towards C here, but the thing is, yeah, Sugetsu's setup is still here, and he's gotten ahead of it. Buzz is the only one who's through right now. Zipan still is a flash. The lockdown invested in Buzz with the Judge. I mean, ill-advised shots through it. Yeah, he's gonna get peppered through that smoke. Never had a shot as Zipan fills out. Gets another 2. And now the Hunter's Fury. Zest is dead. He's done. Whoa, well, hang on. Fancy footwork as he tangos around the ult. Stays alive and perhaps gives him a shot at this round.
The Snakebite not actually landing in the corner here. RB drifting further ahead. Now it's just Zest. Try and recover this. Sugetsu will find it.
Just standing right up at the barrier. Looking to take some aggressive space.
I mean, Angel to shoulder here for contact.
Yeah.
Potentially place CNED in. Early investment of smokes at least.
Wondered here too what the plan was with that. I thought maybe they had a player that was close to getting an ult online and they were trying to play around and posture for the orb, but
this is slightly awkward with it being the Brimstone. Obviously now you only have 1 smoke towards whatever happens in the late round. You don't have a second controller, you don't have any regeneration. So this is the sort of situation that you're looking for Na'Vi to definitely find value off that utility.
yeah, and I believe it was Bren who was mentioning it on the desk, this exact thing, right? There's not a whole lot left behind that. The positioning, the investment of that final smoke from Angel has to be pixel perfect.
I mean, they got the read here. There's 3 members of Na'Vi over towards A site. So DRX will commit behind it as well.
Buzz. Oh, that Rolling Thunder's gonna cause so many problems. And yeah, they're deafened, but what can Mako find? 1. Looking for the second, nothing found yet. But the spike in a position to be scooped up, but do they know Zipan's there? They're just not gonna push it. They're gonna go to Sugetsu! And Sugetsu with 1. Try to bully him away, try to force him to run and create some space. Where on earth are you going?
Sugetsu's going to catch this.
Are you going to commit? Oh, he commits! 13 seconds left. And Sugetsu, concerned about what might be behind him, creates a window for Mako to get the spike down. What a chaotic round, Mike.
The turret will bodyguard RB though. Put him in a position where he has to actually retreat back towards the door here. Mako completely disconnected down to 69 HP.
Oh, and they don't invest the turret to serve as a sentinel, so to speak, on the spike. They drop it B to make sure there's no one flanking around. So they have to face this. First flash turned. Mako trying to decapitate the first and manages to do so. It's all onto RB now, 1v2, and he gets the 1v1. They left him. It all's onto CNED. He's gonna get to half. RB on the
What?
swing and CNED with the snap, but I don't know that he's gonna have enough time. It's gonna be so close. Oh, it's gonna be so close, but it's not.
Use. DRX flip around in their favor. I mean, just here. Sugetsu so close to catching Marco.
아군이 한 명 남았습니다.
I'd love to see if we can get this from CNED's perspective too. No, they have to take the long pathing around. Another situation where a second was all the difference. Up in the hands of CNED here.
Trying to bait out the trap plate. Outside on Mound. Like you said though, the operator in hand. CNED is going to tuck himself into a deeper position. One off the showstopper as well. He is rewarded with an early kill. Lockdown and the Viper's Pit available for DRX. An opportunity to clear a site and secure it in a post plant.
And Zest, the tip of the spear. You see how far up he is already. Tucked behind his wall. And a tap at the door. Once again, just a threat. The Prowler through and Buzz never left the ground.
No investment just yet, but DRX happy to continue forwards.
Welcome to my
I mean, Navi have such a good setup though. You know that they're not going to be pushing in and try to flip B. Because of that, you can invest the fault line, the shock darts, you can send 3 towards A. They can drop so much here.
You should run.
So do we actually see the late lockdown
Ooh.
invest here? Stack Snappy with the first zip ban will fall.
Still so much to do though. I mean, Navi forced to take a step back for just a moment.
And with that blind kill, actually CNED does get the showstopper up. Nearly actually catches RB with the second there.
He's going in with it. The alarm bot there, and it once again never fires. Zest still able to play in it though. RB with the first, finally equalizing things. But how much more can they do? Can Navi break their way through what they have? No, they cannot. Careful here for aggression towards A main. You've got the fault line set up. The haunt is cleared. What is Zipan waiting for? There it is. And there's the swing. Angel looking to dip on the second, drops RB.
We mentioned earlier, that's the sort of value you want to see from a smoke early on from Angel. Now, not necessarily as much of an issue. Buzz able to get right ahead of this Killjoy setup, though. Will clear a lot of space, and this time around, the plant comes through. A 3v4 in the post plant. Not much in the form of utility to secure it, but Buzz actually throws out the paint shell. Paranoia sent as well very early on here, Doug.
Very early, you're absolutely right. The drone has been cleared. Oh, and that's
What was
once
that?
again a gifted one, maybe off of a tag from the drone. I believe that was the case. I didn't think the drone made it out of the smoke. Either way, he gets a kill. Buzz playing him close! Buzz!
He's got another nade.
And he has time.
Player standing.
Oh, but he doesn't even get it off. Sugetsu with a massive one. Angel with the second. And once again, a subversion of expectations. This time in favor of Navi.
I think further from those 2 kills.
Oh,
It was, yeah. It's curious if we'll see another Stacks reaction there for back-to-back rounds. Judge, a Sheriff, well, 2.
On my way.
It goes to round things out, but bigger picture-wise, Sugetsu 1 away from the lockdown. Shao 1 off the Hunter's Fury. These big ultimates available now for Navi. Daryl look to find
Oh, this
maybe
is,
something into B side, but there's nothing on the other side of this.
no. I'm surprised that they invested the Hunter Fury, but I mean, it worked. Very well handled. You can see what the intent was for DRX too. A different Viper wall. We hadn't seen that towards B, and then a quick pounce out from Buzz with the Judge. The only weapon that they had in that round. Yeah, they have no shot in this one. Shock darts too. CNED cutting everything off well.
Flawless.
It's the 3rd time the counts is
Down back in effect. It was actually the tag on the Hunter's Fury that gives
One enemy
Sugetsu
remaining.
a turret kill as well. DRX, not much left behind this purchase, so be a bit of a crossroads if they lose another.
It's a different look here again. They threatened aggression B, but they didn't leave anything behind. So RB's just able to fill back the space.
Placing swarm grenade.
Right here.
And they've got the Prowlers that they can push up with as well. RB, it took a little while, but he gets one step closer to having that lockdown.
Molly's removed from this C-site setup from Sugetsu. So it's just the alarm bot left there. The DRX taking their sweet time with this default. Spike not committed either direction just yet. It's only Shao to hold down the fort towards 8. We'll clear out with the drone here.
But it's early. They're ahead of it.
Did catch the tag though on Zest.
Go get him.
What do they do with that info?
Problem being they've confirmed on both extremities now with the drone
Right.
and the boom bot. It's going to force the hand of DRX into a scrambled execute here.
You imagine Sugetsu drops the lockdown here? Yep, and it's flipped. The map is flipped. I mean, DRX just played them like puppets, bro.
TP will come through, giving them the plant.
There they are.
Just masterfully handling Navi's strings. Just when they thought they had a read on the situation, the rug's pulled out from under them. But Zipan able to get one onto Stacks. Buzz with everything to do. This position surely not expected, surely not found yet. He can do it all by himself. RB's going to be scaling forward as well, and Alarm Bot deep to cut off any control. But Buzz falls. I mean, they've got him pinched in.
Calling my bot.
Mike, this is discombobulated. This is messy. He's got to get the kill on an Angel.
Whoa.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Last player.
It's gone sideways. It goes so horribly sideways. RB's now just sitting on the other side with no way to make a play. That's this.
And Navi capitalize.
Spike planted.
That's the kill I'm talking about right there. Stacks in a very deep position to cut off this rotation. Buzz falling after that as well.
Enemy remaining.
Impact today
No, not at
whatsoever.
all. Absolutely agree. But somehow, even in the face of that, they find themselves in a fight. Just down 2 rounds in the first half of Lotus. Or picked up.
Rolling Thunder here from Zipan. And yeah, on the X-ray you can see just what's on the other side.
Oh, this looks like trouble. What's the follow-up, though? Is there anything behind it? Is it just them? The paranoia and the satchel are beautiful. What a disengage. Oh, but you're not going to be able to get out of that. Oh, my gosh.
Orbital Strike splits them, but nobody secures the space in front of it on the side of NAVI. But DRX feeling probably pretty good about that one.
Absolutely. That could have been disaster. The thing is, Navi have rotated so many this way.
Well,
You gotta watch that
it's a
guy.
pretty depressing lockdown.
Yeah, that's unlucky. And info off of the dart.
Angel's playing in the cut as well. He's able to control
by
this
himself.
space outside. B Stacks picked off once again. No response found either. DRX shepherd in towards
30
this C
seconds
site
left.
right now.
You're running out of time here. If you're gonna flip the map, it's gotta be now, and the utility hasn't been cleared. They've done such a good job of doing it, but they don't seem to care. Managed to get a couple. You've got Zest who's cutting off rotations towards B, but the spike has to go down very soon. And you still have so much presence here from Navi.
Angel's found that kill.
This should open things up. That shock dart, oh, it didn't bounce. It was a little bit deeper. RB's getting one. A 2v2 somehow. Mako, 85 HP, no armor. The swing out is there, and they try to bully Shao, and they do. That's left Zipan in this. And he cannot convert.
How the hell have DRX just flipped that? That is absolute
Last round in the
madness.
half.
Even with Angel finding the kill onto Zest there, the numbers advantage still for Navi.
I mean, just a pocket. You know, we were talking about RB. And reasonably so, rightfully so. You mentioned it, he hasn't played this. They lost that round.
Bomb buddy out.
CNED with the op. Showstopper in play.
Screen down.
Early A aggression, too.
Poison orb emitting.
Go get him.
So yeah, throwing everything behind this now.
There they are. Set up CNED. What?
That's a big pick. DRX, so they try and explode on the back of this. Yes, they do. The showstopper doesn't land, but Stacks will find the kill on Shao.
So well handled. The swing out. I mean, DRX have played this perfectly. The problem is, though, Mike, we've said this before, and Navi somehow find a way to Houdini their way into the round.
A 2v5, Doug?
Have we seen
Surely
before?
not.
Zipan ahead of things, ahead of the nightfall, ahead of the first. Clothesline, though, not
Away from an 8-4 half here in favor of Navi. DRX, a course correction nonetheless.
적군이 한 명.
And RB must have heard me now because he's topping the...
Seemed like we were set up for all these electric rounds towards A main, and we didn't see much of that. See if that's the case here.
Which was strange, because I want to come back to something Josh mentioned, which is, a number of times DRX being forced into, clutch situations to close out rounds, but their recovery factor yesterday was, nothing short of amazing.
Yeah.
In terms of losing out first bloods and still converting 4v5s or trading them back.
The win rate in those situations was just stupid. And if it wasn't broke, well, why fix it? But that just hasn't been the exact same this time around. Much more of a dogfight.
Very cautious, tentative approach here from NAVI in the pistol. Another 20 seconds on the recon, but the spike slowly making its way across towards C. Marco and RB will have their hands full here with all 5 members of NAVI.
Which is interesting here too. You expect Killjoy's utility to be set up here, and you don't have the same tools to clear that out on C in a pistol round. Meanwhile, there's so much space that DRX are taking towards A. They've just smoked off the turret, but they're going to commit to the C site. Both nanoswarms have been used, and they're not going to be able to get through.
20 seconds. And they're past the turret. They're behind this already. Sugetsu seems aware of it, though.
It was smoked off at first. You see the first few share of shots go wide. The spike finally seems like it's going to go down, but DRX
it doesn't go
pushing
down.
right back.
Last player standing.
He's not going to have time. He's well out of reach. Wow.
Sugetsu was still aware of that. The fact that he's even still checking. RB finds one with a ping on the map. But yeah, the spike dropping down underneath. I think all of the kills come through for DRX in the end, yes, but... CNED pinged up, revealed. Forced back, and actually the C's invested behind it. Angel getting a little curious here.
Yeah. Back to the scene of crime, are we? First one cleared. Turret still up, nothing but a warning shot. I like this too. They leave CNED here loud on the rotate out, but they leave a trap. The question is, does the trap get challenged? Oh, it's not a trap anymore. He's made his presence very clear. This is actually, I really like this from Navi just because of the presence that they've shown. One alarm bot has been cleared. A molly has been used by Zest. He has none of that left. So you're seeing them slowly draw some of that utility out.
Buzz at least gets information on this jump peak early enough that Stax should be able to beat the rest of Navi towards A site. Oh, we'll reconfirm, at least on the second jump peak. That's going to be a big paranoia to slow things down as well.
Yeah, but what's ahead of it? Buzz on the swing. Stax there's popping through the smokes. Well done by DRX. Xiao's by himself and somehow manages to sidestep the satchel and never goes off. Gets a kill, upgrades a weapon to 1v3. Oh, it landed on him.
10 seconds left.
The plant, the secondary objective at least. Xiao, 50 HP, Bulldog in hand. Can he find anything else? No, Zest will seal the deal. 3 left standing, 3 rifles maintained, Doug.
RB is the only one who took armor damage there too. Who also...
Progress as well. Stax again, the only one to bring a pistol into this round. Want to find a couple of kills. Navi fade. See if DRX have any other trap plays set up. Heavy presence outside B here. Stax revealing that there's a Guardian here.
But concealing that there's more than one as far as personnel goes.
We're set up for the paranoia here, actually.
I mean, surely you don't invest in that without real confirmation of what's on the other side, right?
Got the spike.
They're considering it. They're already ahead of the smoke and the Prowler, confirming there's no one there. So DRX on the move, Zest feeling some of the pressure, having to take a step back, try to bide some time. Stay alive for the rest of them to show up. I mean, Cena's already through and Angel's already gotten a kill. Oh, but he doesn't find anything. They've somehow managed to keep them back at least for a little bit. They're gonna bonus them, Mike. Stax and RB are up. Never mind, I jinxed them. It's RB by himself.
So gets you down to 15 HP. This is definitely doable for RB.
Do they know where he is?
Asking for another clutch from the hero of DRX
left.
once again. Xiao
Got
posted
time.
up, and he's found
He's
the
got
first.
it to one.
Oh, Stax nearly getting it done with the Guardian initially here.
Yeah.
Last player standing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, Navi with the plant on the back of it, able to get rifles across the board. Hunter's Fury available, one off the lockdown, one off the orbital strike as well. So some key ultimates available potentially in this round for Navi. Lockdown going to be the first objective.
What do they do with it? They're just going to funnel out onto C, and they're going to do so quickly. Buzz dropping a nade. I mean, but the dart, he's lit up. That Nightfall's going to help, though. They're going to funnel behind it. They flood out onto the site. Just when you thought Navi had control, DRX punch back.
It's crazy that Navi don't get a single kill in that exchange as well.
Nothing.
Buzz nearly caught with the shock dart, 20 HP. But still standing. And in firm control of this spike now. Navi just going to sit behind their smoke, hope for somebody to overpeak.
They're going to have to do it 2 or 3 times just to get on equal footing. I mean, Stax just went from almost tech pausing the series to potentially winning the round with that Nightfall. What a legend. I'm sure we'll get another look at it here at the end of the round, but that Nightfall and the pounce behind it from DRX was just so decisive.
Even there initially, Navi feeling as if this was going to be the lighter side of the DRX defense. They're happy to just almost brute force their way onto site.
10
Or at least
seconds
try.
left.
But no recovery comes through. It'll be the 9th for DRX. And CNED going to be able to purchase something behind this. Zipan Finance is off kilter here for Navi, Doug.
Oh, I mean, that
Yeah,
helps
well, that's
too.
how that happened, yeah.
Yeah. But still plenty left over for the next round. Meanwhile, an aggressive, decisive push from DRX once again.
We saw a number of variations of this as well. Previously on Lotus from DRX, very quickly collapsing back towards C site here, leaving Marco posted up. And Navi actually gathered outside B. It could be a problem because RB's lockdown could be huge in terms of a B site retake here, Doug.
Buzz with no satchels. I thought he might go. If there was something with the Prowler, something with the C's. No investment yet.
Look at RB's adjustment on the utility as well. It's actually towards backside and towards stairs.
With how good of a job of Navi have done of clearing some of that early on, of just peeking out, clearing one of the nanos.
Not necessarily going to be a factor here. This Navi group outside A now. 40 seconds left on the clock. Xiao down to 25 HP. Marco will spot on the second here. Early enough as well. Potentially dig his heels in here.
Mako's so far ahead. That flash was just too much for him to deal with. He's going for this. Oh my gosh, he still got the kill onto CNED. What?
Somehow will equalize the head count. The lockdown will clear sight. Navi will be able to get a comfortable plant.
Whoa,
Orbital
that's
strike as well. Angel going to follow up on this.
I love that too, so deep. Set the line of scrimmage further back. Force them to invest utility to take space that they should normally have. This puts DRX in a brutal spot.
The problem being as well, look how disconnected Xiao. He's actually going to invest the Hunter's Fury here to deal with the lockdown instead. And that's just going to pave the way, open things up for Stax.
I mean, DRX are still rolling behind it. Stax gets a second, Challenge gets to the only 2 that remain. And Xiao, as you mentioned, so disconnected, so far back. 25 HP, nothing but a classic. So gets with everything to do and nothing found. All on to Xiao now. Tries to swing one with the classic. The second maybe connects, but it's not.
Or the HP bars. I feel as if they can disconnect, get back outside of tree, and wait out the lockdown.
Regardless of what's on the other side.
Could see a clash here, actually.
We haven't had many of these. The haunt is the distraction for Buzz to get the kill onto CNED, and he gets a second. The spike is down. But there's not enough to follow up, I don't think. Did they seize that? Yeah, Xiao was stuck.
What is that adjustment from Xiao? Finds the Prowler and the headshot onto Buzz. Brings it back to a 3v2 in favor of Navi. This is one of the rounds where actually there isn't a paint shell or a snake bite invested towards the typical positions here. And NAVI capitalize. Zest noted here. RB elsewhere, just positioned outside B, not necessarily in a position to support Zest.
No, just hanging out and watching, waiting.
I mean, it could be. He's ahead of the alarm bot, so if NAVI do actually execute onto B, there's a chance for him to backstab.
That might be the case.
He's getting played in here, Doug.
Interesting, too, that wall goes up from Zest. RB.
He drops the wall for him.
Well done.
Spike down B.
Very well done, but more to be done. More to be found.
30 seconds left.
Zest is left alone, a 1v2 against all odds as the spike runs further away.
Deploying drone.
Wisely, too, from Navi, not having to deal with any of the wall or any other utility that's be there. Just remove that element entirely.
Spike
Zest
planted.
tagged. A high-low, way too much to deal with here, surely. But they've given him 1v1s. They're repositioning. Zest has a shot at this. It's small, and it is not.
Traded out. Unfortunately, can't disengage from that position. See, Buzz does actually spot CNL on the cross. And initially, everything goes right for DRX. I mean, it's a 2-for-1, but that adjustment is...
Story of the entire series, Mike, is pull back and forth just when it seems like the team has control. That's just not the case. And 8 is good, though, to deal a little bit of damage.
Placing alarm bot.
Not much. Spike currently not in hand. Sugetsu getting the orb mid. I mean, Sugetsu's still pretty far off of his lockdown here.
Zipan one away from the Rolling Thunder. CNED 2 off the showstopper. Maybe just wanted to deny that orb, nonetheless.
Mako by himself here. Tucks behind the wall. Yes, some cover there. I mean, do you pounce off of this?
Marco at least will be within earshot. Stack's considering joining him, but Navi don't actually follow through.
Also note here, look at the position of Sugetsu's alarm bot. Different from where it was in the previous round, where remember RB had managed to find a space to slip through.
Playing to cut off any option through door from DRX. RB will be called upon
30
once
seconds
again.
The utility there to help and the utility there to cover. He goes from up top and RB's able to swing around, drop him. Zipan though, there for the trade. He answered the call for one. Sugetsu there. Oh, you could tell Buzz was suspecting where the play was coming. 13 seconds left. Spike planted. Zipan has the Rolling Thunder, and there it is. It's going to push a couple of members back, but it seems like DRX may have found a swap right through it. The Haunt finding info, finding value. It's Buzz getting one. Shao with the shock darts. It's just a tap out onto Spike, a 2v2 now. Sugetsu's still there. They've got him corralled in. DRX surrounded. They've already gotten it to half. It's got to be a swing from Shao, and it's...
Now the finances at DRX come into question. And RB not spotted initially. Unfortunately, feels as if he can't retreat away from that.
2 Bulldogs, no armor on Zest. Or excuse me, on Mako. It's messy. It's choppy.
RB looking to throw a curveball potentially here towards a B-side execute.
I haven't seen much of that.
No, they do follow through.
I mean, they've gotten so much space for free. I guess why not? Are they going to try to flood again off the paranoia? Yeah, that seems to be the case. They have the Haunt there, too, to provide some cover to get some info. Shao able to get the snap, but it looks like they're going to get eco unless Zipan and Sugetsu can do something about it. Weapons upgraded for the defense. And there's really nothing that they can do. They're going to have to flood behind the flash. Stax has already gotten it, but Mako with the 3K.
The Thrifties looking even more ferocious in some of the rounds where they're at a great disadvantage. This one at every crucial...
Option to go B here. Such a chaotic sight. And just not well navigated. DRX with the 2-round lead, 3 ultimates, and the other 2 are just a pip away, Mike.
I was going to say, we weren't far off one of those rounds where nearly everything is available. So gets him one off the lockdown on the other side. Zipan, obviously nowhere near the Rolling Thunder, but tag off the drone. Zest will get tagged on the first Hunter's Fury, able to escape the others though. Does he throw the pit down here to secure? He does.
Wow.
Once hits the panic button, so Navi drawing out an ultimate very early on.
Bring them down.
But potentially removing A. in terms of an option here. Gonna hit B side once again.
And it's gonna be empty. Unless CNED scales up, that showstopper, yeah, it's gonna get some space and it's gonna buy some time, but it's not gonna get much else. And you can't help but bring back to memory what we just saw in the previous round, this time with the paranoia, this time with the ult, and this time the kill. But Navi keeping things at bay for now. Mako should have a chance to rotate through, create some space, and cause some problems. Zest is also there, but you see CNED ready for it. He's waiting. Zest is so weak, not able to get anything with it. 4v2 and yeah.
Neither team willing to relent at all. Navi will find double digits here. I mean, Zipan should be able to find an upgrade somewhere. You look at what's left. I mean, Stax and Marco very healthy in terms of the finances. We'll be able to share the wealth. But a big investment. I think RB, by falling, will get the lockdown here. Obviously, Hunter's Fury invested and you see it invested.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Buzz just a little slow to react to Shao running up on him, trying to charge.
His too. You saw Shao lining up for this in the previous round. Ultimately opted to go for the drone. Got that tag on his S that drew out the Hunter's Fury. This time a bit more patient.
Their Spotted will retreat back towards tree. In a position to slow things down. Stacks already here to provide some support.
Oh, Zest.
Dancing with death here, but nobody from Navi actually progressing through the wall.
Or picked up from Zipan there, now 3 points away from the Rolling Thunder. Panel's been broken and Mako has to be aware of it now, has to respect the possibility of what's on the other side. No swing on the C's. Mako patient, gets the first, looking to control the spam on the second, not able to connect, but Zest, what?
30 seconds left.
Through the box, lands it on his Zipan. And now lockdown drop a second
trade-off
one.
lockdowns.
Yeah, Venn diagramming the site,
Down B.
leaving a 2v2 Stacks with the Nightfall to confirm where they're going. The silence definitely.
They've read it well.
Yeah. I mean, they're ahead of it. Yeah, the alarm bot is there, but Stacks is going to get a chance to make the play. He's gotten it down to 1. He's going to have to get the spike down very quickly, and that's going to force RB to go quickly. It forces him to go fast, but no. Plant giving up. RB on the swing. He's there, and he lands the shots. DRX at series point. The page.
It's RB to secure. Stacks just caught off guard.
Into close, but not really going to be the case. And look at the aggression from DRX. They invested the paranoia, the haunt, the double satchel, the nade. They dumped so much to control A main.
RB rolling the dice again on another B site hit potentially. They're stacked up here.
It's interesting here because Buzz is going to be the one left A. It's normally Mako.
RB will catch the info outside the door.
And they've gone back to where the nanos were previously. The satchel just cleared of both. They're gonna NB. The alarm bot's gonna give it away. Forcing Stacks back. Alarm bot actually just repositioned back out onto the site. It moved at first, didn't go off. Now they're Zipan is the Rolling Thunder, Mike. It's gonna be so chaotic as you see them both vying for control of such a small space. But Navi equalizing, it's a 3v1 and it's not.
Settle for them. But Sugetsu on the cleanup with these headshots. He's always good for a round like this, Doug. And Stacks brings a Sheriff in here. A Guardian in the hands of Zest.
Oh, it's
and
the same.
it opens up.
It's the same play! But CNED surely has taken us the distance. I mean, with an opener like that, and the Rolling Thunder to secure things, Mako stunned up, stunned around, tries to reposition, and does so into his death. A foregone conclusion here, as it seems like once again
Last player standing.
we're getting some extra Valorant, folks.
Here. Placing
RB would have to 1v5 to pull this off and get the defuse. We talk about miracles.
alarm bot out.
This would be certainly that.
Champions. Come back to the same thing. Neither team willing to relent. Yeah, NAVI back on the defense here for first round of overtime. Deeper investment of Sugetsu's utility here. Towards elbow. Does have Angel in support as well. See Zipan toying with the idea of actually stunning or flashing out there for someone, but will give up the orb. No. I was going to say, actually, for a moment I thought Angel was going to creep out, but now retreating back through Waterfall.
Buzz is 2 points away from a showstopper, given how he's played the opening into this round, given how DRX have played the opening into the round. So keep a third eye on that, if you will. 'Cause it seems like they want to NC. Everyone's piled up, and that's not just DRX I'm talking about. 3 members from NAVI here. The fault line from Zipan still in play. The Aftershock 2. Off of the smokes, they try to get through, and all of that utility is just going to be so much to deal with. Buzz killed himself! Falls to his own nade, but Zest makes it okay! Keeps him in it! And Zest gets 3! He's got the pit!
He hasn't thrown it down just yet. RB will find Sinez just Shao to recover a 1v4. DRX players clinging to life. Look at the HP bars. But Shao will need nothing short of a miracle to flip this back.
Position given away. I mean, and just such an impossible situation. Fully decayed, and time is of the essence. Not much he can do here. DRX are going to take a lead in overtime, and holy smokes.
Oh, nade. The tip of the spear for DRX. He's trying to get out of the nano swarms.
What a shot onto the second, man. The third was clean too. Massive moments just in the first 2 days. Perhaps none bigger than that one. Navi backs against the ropes.
They're going to stun back out of this on the back of the dart.
Nothing to clear it either.
Mako.
I mean, Mako's in so much trouble, but Buzz! He's got the ult! I mean, they've wiped the floor with Navi! Final nail in the coffin! Putting him away! Buzz with 3! DRX are...